Hi everyone, welcome to Keep Calm and Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this cute little piggy. For this tutorial you're going to need plush yarn in the color of your choice, 5.5mm crochet hook, pair of scissors, stitch marker, darning needle, 10mm security eyes and some fiber fill. So make sure you've got all of those components. Now before we start, if you enjoy watching my tutorials, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started. We're going to start off with the arm, and for this let's grab our main color and work a slip knot using whatever method you prefer. Chain 2, 1, 2. From here you're going to skip your first chain and work 6 single crochets in the second chain from your hook. Slip your hook in there, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both. Now that's my first single crochet. We're going to be working 6 single crochets all together. Here's my second, third, fourth, fifth, and final one, number 6. Once you have your 6 single crochets, you're going to pull on this bit of yarn to eliminate the gap between your stitches. Should bring your stitches nice and close together, and from here you're going to start working in a spiral. So on top of these stitches, slip your hook in the first single crochet of your previous round, pull up a loop from there, work your first single crochet of round 2 in there. And from here I'm going to be working a single crochet in every one of these stitches again. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That completes your round 2. Turn this the right way around because this is going to start gaining in length and the width is still going to be the same. So from here you are going to follow the same method 4 more times to have 4 rounds of single crochet. So you will have 6 single crochet in each of these. So go ahead and work that and meet me back here. Once you worked your 4 rounds of single crochet, this is what the arm should look like. Now we're going to fold the top of this flat and work 3 single crochets across. To do this you're going to slip your hook in the next stitch, make it come out from the stitch at the back. So if I pull these apart you will see that I've gone through both of the stitches, the front and the back, and we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop and work your first single crochet there. Slip your hook in the next stitch, guide it to come out from the stitch at the back again, work your second single crochet and your final third single crochet. Once you worked your 3 single crochets you're going to chain 1, and let's go ahead and snip this yarn off and pull this out of the stitch and pull this to secure this in place. And there we go, that's one of the arms completed. You're going to follow the same instructions one more time to create another one of these. Now onto the muzzle, and for this let's go ahead and work a slip knot and chain 4. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip your first chain and work a single crochet in the second chain from your hook. Now we're going back into that same stitch to work another single crochet. When you work 2 single crochets in the same stitch, it's called an increase. We'll work 1 single crochet in the stitch after that. And the last chain stitch, you're going to work 4 single crochets all in that same space. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now once I've worked my 4 single crochets, this should make the muzzle turn the other way, and we can start working at the base of these stitches. Hold this little strand next to the stitches on top so this gets worked in as well. So 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and in the last stitch here you're going to work an increase. From here you're going to work a round of just single crochets, but this time we will be working in the back loops only. Slip your hook in. So if I pull this closer you can see that each stitch is made of 2 strands like this. We're just going to catch the back loop like so. That's my first single crochet here. I'm going to start using a stitch marker to identify the start of my round. Here's the next stitch, just the back loop. Third stitch, again just catching the back loop, and just like this you're going to work the way all the way around here. Last 2 stitches left. And there we go. Now we've worked 10 single crochets all in the back loops only, and we're going to work one more round of single crochets again, starting from the next stitch, but this time we're going to catch the full stitch, so both strands like this. That's my first one. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and my final one, 10th single crochet. And once we've done this, you're going to be working a slip stitch in the next stitch to fasten off. So slip your hook in there, yarn over, pull up a loop, make this loop go through the loop that's already on your hook. Let's go ahead and snip this yarn off, leaving a long tail. Pull it out of the stitch and pull this down. And now we are going to turn this the right way around, and that completes the muzzle of this little piggy. Now onto the ears, and for this we're going to take the same yarn, keep quite a long tail, and then work a slip knot, as we will be using this later to sew this ear onto the head. From here you're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skip your first chain and work 5 single crochets in a row, starting from second chain from the hook. That's first, second, third, fourth, and the 5th one. And there we go. Once we have our 5 single crochets in a row, chain 1, turn your work around, and we're going to work on the top of these stitches, starting off by working a decrease. When you're working a decrease, you're going to pull up a loop from the next stitch and the stitch after that. So you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops in one go. In the next stitch, we're going to work 1 single crochet, followed on with another decrease. So pull up a loop from the next 2 stitches, 3 loops on your hook again, yarn over, pull through all 3 in one go. This should reduce your number of stitches down to 3. Chain 1, turn your work around. Now in the last row of this ear, we're going to be working a decrease, but we're going to do that by pulling up a loop from the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and yarn over, pull through all of these loops in one go, chain 1, and there we go. That completes one of the ears. We're going to match the size of this tail to the other roughly, and pull this out of the stitch and pull this down to secure it in place, and there we go. This completes one of the ears of this little piggy. Go ahead and make another one of these and meet me back here. Now onto the leg, and for this we're going to start off by working a slip knot using whatever method you prefer, and chain 2, 1, 2. Skip your first chain and work 6 single crochets in the second chain from your hook. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. From here you're going to pull on this bit of yarn to eliminate the gap between your stitches. And this should bring your stitches nice and close together. Slip your hook in the first single crochet of your previous round to start round 2. We're going to start this with a single crochet, I'm going to start using a stitch marker to identify the start of my round. We're going to follow this on with an increase, so 2 single crochets in that same stitch. And here's your repeat for this round. 1 single crochet followed on with an increase, and let's do that one more time. 1 single crochet followed on with another increase. Now this should bring your stitch count to 9. We're going to start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch, stitch marker back in place, follow this single crochet on with a single crochet in every one of these stitches all the way around. To finish this round, you're going to need 9 single crochets in a row. Once we've done that, you're going to follow the same method 3 times all together to have 3 rounds of single crochet. Go ahead and work 3 rounds of single crochet and meet me back here. At the end of 3 rounds of single crochet, your stitch count should still be 9. We're now going to work a slip stitch in the next stitch to finish off. And let's go ahead and snip this yarn off, pull it out of the stitch and pull this down. Turn this the right way around. And this completes one of the legs. You're going to follow the same instructions one more time to create another one, but this time don't snip the yarn, keep it attached and meet me back here. I've now finished making the second leg. We're going to start working on the body from here on. To do this, you're going to chain 2. Let's connect this leg onto the second one. I tend to do that just where we finished with the previous leg. Slip your hook in there, and let's get that out of the way first. Slip a hook in there, pull up a loop, make this loop go through the loop that's already on your hook. Chain 1, going back into that same stitch to work our first single crochet. Now in this round we're going to be working 6 single crochets in a row. That's first, second, third, fourth, fifth and my 6th one. Once we have our 6 single crochets, we're going to work 8 increases in a row. Now we have 3 stitches left on this leg, so we'll work 3 increases here. That's my first increase, second increase, third increase. Move the tail end out of the way and you'll come across the chain 2 here, and we're going to work 2 increases in there. So this is my 4th increase, fifth increase in the next stitch here, and now we are going to be working on the second leg. Continue working your increases. Here's the 6th increase, 7th, and my final increase number 8. Now this should leave you with 6 stitches on this leg and 2 chain stitches here. So let's go ahead and work this together as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So once you worked your 6 single crochets across to the end of this leg, we're going to turn the stitches over. So the ones that we've just worked on, those chain stitches, turn it over and work your 2 single crochets at the base of these stitches. So that's my first chain stitch worked in, and then the second one. Now this brings your stitch count to 30. From here you're going to start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch. Let's put the stitch marker back in place. You're going to follow the single crochet on with a single crochet in every one of these stitches all the way around both of those legs, because now we are working on the body. You're going to need 30 single crochets to finish one round. Once we've done that, you're going to follow the same method 4 times more to have 5 rounds of single crochet all together. So go ahead, finish 5 rounds of single crochet and then meet me back here. At the end of 5 rounds of single crochet, your stitch count should still be 30. We're now going to start the next round by working 3 single crochets in a row. Let's put the stitch marker back in place. And we're going to follow these 3 single crochets on with a decrease. So pull up a loop from the next 2 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 in one go. And here's your repeat for this round. 3 single crochets followed on with a decrease, and repeat that all the way around. Now as we are working decreases, you will notice that the space between these stitches is reducing in size. So I would suggest for you to fill the legs up with some fiber fill and continue stuffing the body as you are working the next few rounds. Go ahead and work this and meet me back here. At the end of this round, your stitch count should be 24. We're going to now start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch, stitch marker back in place. We're going to follow the single crochet on with a single crochet in every one of these stitches all the way around. To finish this round, you're going to need 24 single crochets in a row. Go ahead and do that and meet me back here. At the end of one round of single crochet, stitch count is still 24. Let's start the next round by working 2 single crochets in a row. Let's put the stitch marker back in place and follow this on with a decrease. Pull up a loop from the next 2 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 in one go. And here's a repeat for this round. 2 single crochets followed on with a decrease, and repeat that all the way around. At the end of this round, your stitch count should be 18. Now we're going to start the next round, and in this round we're going to be connecting some arms. So to do this, you're going to begin by working 4 single crochets in a row. So first one here, stitch marker back in place, second and third, and here's my 4th one. Once you have your 4 single crochets in a row, grab one of the arms, hold it next to the body, and we're going to work the next 3 single crochets through the arm and the body in one go. And to do this, you're going to slip your hook in the next stitch, so into the arm first and into the next stitch after that, like this. So if I pull these 2 apart, you will notice that I've gone through the stitches on the arm and the body in one go. Pull up a loop from there and make your first single crochet. Move the tail out of the way and stuff it inside the body. Here's the second. And here's the third one. And from here, you're going to work 6 single crochets in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here's the 6th one. Let's grab the second arm, hold on to it across the top of these stitches, and slip your hook in the next stitch on the arm and the stitch on the body in one go. Work 3 single crochets across the top here as well. And the last one here. Now move the tail out of the way, and we're going to finish this round by working 2 single crochets. And there we go. Now from here, you're going to start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch, stitch marker back in place. Let's follow this on with a decrease. So pull up a loop from the next 2 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And here's your repeat for this round. 1 single crochet followed on with a decrease. Repeat that all the way around. Go ahead and work that and meet me back here. At the end of this round, your stitch count should be 12. Now this finishes the body of this little pig. If you turn this the sideway profile, you will notice that there is a little belly. That's going to be the front, and this is the back of this little piggy. We're going to now start working on the head all in one go as well. So continue working on your stitches, and this is your first single crochet of the next round. Put your stitch marker back in place, and we're going to follow that on with an increase. So 2 single crochets in that next stitch. And here's your repeat for this round. 1 single crochet followed on with an increase. Repeat that all the way around. Once you finish that round, make sure to stuff this body fully up with fiber fill, as we have now started working on the head. Go ahead and do that and meet me back here. At the end of this round, your stitch count should be 18. Now we're going to start the next round by working 2 single crochets in a row. 1, 2, stitch marker back in place. Follow this on with an increase. And here's your repeat for this round. 2 single crochets, increase, repeat that all the way around. At the end of this round, your stitch count should be 24. Let's start the next round by working 3 single crochets in a row. Here's my first, second, third. Follow this on with an increase in the next stitch. And here's your repeat for this round. 3 single crochets followed on with an increase. Repeat that all the way around to the end. At the end of this round, your stitch count should be 30. We're now going to start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch. Stitch marker back in place. Going to follow that single crochet on with a single crochet in every one of these stitches all the way around. To finish one round, you're going to need 30 single crochets in a row. Once we have done that, you're going to follow the same method 2 more times to have 3 rounds of single crochet all together. So go ahead and work that and meet me back here. At the end of 3 rounds of single crochet, your stitch count should still be 30. Now before we start our next round, we're going to take a minute and insert some security eyes into the head. Before you do that, you're going to pay attention to the tummy of this pig. So the flat part of the body is the back and this protruding tummy is the front. So this is the tummy instead of the bottom. So we're going to make sure that we lay the back flat on the table and we're going to insert the eyes between round 21 and 22. So this round that we've just finished is round 22, so one below that. I'm going to insert one eye, keeping in line with where the arm is, near enough there. And we're going to keep about 4 to 5 stitches in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's the other eye in as well. Let's make sure we're happy with the positioning. And once you are, you're going to grab the backing and put that in place. Now from here, we're going to start the next round by working 3 single crochets in a row. Here's 1, 2, 3, stitch marker back in place. And we're going to follow this on with a decrease. Pull up a loop from the next 2 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 in one go. And here's your combination for this round. 3 single crochets followed on with a decrease and repeat that all the way around. At the end of this round, your stitch count should be 24. Now we're going to start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch, stitch marker back in place. Follow the single crochet on with a single crochet in every one of these stitches all the way around. To finish this round, you're going to need 24 single crochets in a row. Go ahead and finish that and meet me back here. After this round of single crochets, your stitch count should still be 24. Let's start the next round by working 2 single crochets in a row. Stitch marker back in place. Follow those 2 single crochets on with a decrease. So pull up a loop from the next 2 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And here's your repeat for this round. 2 single crochets followed on with a decrease, repeat that all the way around. At the end of this round, your stitch count should be 18. Now we're going to start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch. Stitch marker back in place, and we're going to follow that on with a decrease. And here's your repeat for this round. Single crochet, decrease, repeat that all the way around. Now as you can see, the gap between the stitches is reducing in size with every single round. So make sure you finish this round. Stuff this head up with fibre fill and then meet me back here. At the end of this round, your stitch count should be 12. Now we're going to work our final round to close this gap off fully. So make sure that the head is stuffed fully up with fibre fill. Let's go ahead and work 6 decreases in a row. That's my first decrease. Stitch marker back in place. Second decrease. Third decrease. Fourth decrease. Fifth decrease. And my final decrease of this round, decrease number 6. There we go. And once we have worked our 6 decreases, you may notice that there is a tiny gap left still. So we're going to either use a darning needle to stitch that up, or we can work one more decrease and a slip stitch. Let's show you that method. One more decrease. This reduces the gap further and is small enough for us to close it off with a slip stitch in the opposite stitch where you've just finished. And there we go. Now let's go ahead and snip this yarn off. Pull it out of this stitch. Pull this to secure it in place. From here you're going to slip your darning needle or your hook from further away. Make it come out from that same stitch where we've just finished. Loop that yarn onto your hook and pull this in and into the head. There we go. And that completes the body and the head of this little pig. Now onto the tail, and for this we're going to take our peach yarn and work a slip knot, keeping this tail at least of 2-inch size, and we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip your first chain and work 3 single crochets in the second chain from your hook. That's 1, 2, 3. Same in the stitch after that. 3 single crochets in that same stitch again. And in the stitch after that as well. This should leave you with 3 stitches left, and we're going to work a single crochet in all 3 of those. 1 in each. 1, 2, 3. Now by working those increases, or working 3 single crochets in each of those first 3 stitches, will allow your tail to curl up like this, and it will be perfect for your little piggy. From here, chain 1 to fasten off. Snip the yarn off, pull this out of the stitch and pull this down. And the tail is now ready to be sewed on. Now onto the assembly, and for this we're going to be starting off by stitching the ears onto the head. Go ahead and thread one part of the ear, this thread into the darning needle. Now to sew this onto the head, you're going to locate your first round, which is right here, and the corner of the ear is going to be just next to the first round, so on top of round 2. We're going to position it so we lay it flat on the side profile like this. Hold it in place and sew this ear on using your darning needle. And once you made your way all the way to the end, here's the last stitch. Now I've made my way all the way through to the end. I'm going to take those 2 bits of strands and tie a knot between them. 2 knots are always preferred, as they won't come undone. And once we've done that, use your hook or a darning needle to slip this back into that same stitch and guide it to go through some fibre fill, come out from another side of the head, pull it out. We can go ahead and snip this off now. That's 1 thread done. Going to do the same with the other one as well. I'll show you how to use a hook to do that. Slip your hook from further away, make it come out from that same stitch where you've just finished, and loop this yarn onto your hook, pull this in and out from another side. I'm going to follow that same method one more time so it gets worked in a lot more before we snip it off. And there we go. And once we've done that, let's go ahead and snip the other side off as well. And this attaches the ear on. Go ahead and follow the same instructions to do the other side as well. Ears are now on. Let's move on to the muzzle. Let's go ahead and stuff this up with some fibre fill before you stitch this onto the face. You're going to hold the top part of the muzzle just between the eyes in the same round as the eyes have gone into, and we're going to sew this in place by catching one stitch on the face, one stitch on the muzzle, and just like this you're going to make your way all the way around. Only a few more stitches left. And once you've made your way all the way around, you're going to secure this thread in place. And to do this, you're going to catch one stitch on the muzzle, just like this, and create a loop with your thread. Here, slip your needle inside that loop and pull this in. This should create a knot in place and it will tie your thread in and secure it in place. Slip your needle back inside that same stitch, make it go through some fibre fill, come out from another side of the head and pull this out. And let's go ahead and do that one more time. And we can go ahead and snip this off from wherever it's coming out from. And here we're going to give everything a little squeeze so it all retains its shape. If something is getting pulled in, you can just slip your needle in to push that out upwards like this. And that's the muzzle of this little pig on as well. Now on to the final features, and for this we're going to be using black double knit yarn threaded into your darning needle and some pins to trace out the eyebrows. So I would like you to use the pin to identify exactly where you want the eyebrows to be, so we can actually keep it symmetrical. And at this point, if it's done with a pin, we can obviously take it out and reinsert the pin if it's not to our liking. And once you think you found the spot for the eyebrows, you're going to slip your darning needle in from further away, make it come out from the place where the head of this needle is, and insert it in from where the pin of the tail of the needle is coming out. Do the same on the other side, trace there. Slip it back in from this side, and this time I'm gonna take it out from where we inserted the thread in the first place, which is right here. Oh, that's actually come out from another one stitch over. There it is. And once it's come out, pull this thread out, and if your threads are getting pulled in too much, use your darning needle to pull that out as well. Give the whole head a little squeeze. And once you're happy with the eyebrows, you can go ahead and give these two bits a little knot in place. We're now going to snip them down short to a shorter length. Slip your needle or the hook from further away, make it come out from that same stitch. Thread this or the yarn this thread over onto your hook and pull these into the head and release it there. There we go. And if it comes out from there, you can go ahead and snip it from the other side of the head. And that's the eyebrows on. We're now going to embroider a little detail of the nostrils as well. Let's again go ahead and thread your darning needle with some black yarn. This time we will be slipping the needle in from the base or the side of the head and make it come out from, so this is the center of the muzzle. We want to create two lines, one here, one here. So we're going to make the needle come out from the side of the muzzle like this. And once it's come out from the right place, you're going to slip it back in directly on the top, guide it to go through some fiber fill, and repeat the process on the other side for the second nostril. Slip this on top, make it go through some fiber fill, and make it come out from that same spot where we inserted the thread in from. And before we tie those two bits in place, we're going to make sure that these two are perfectly in line and where we want them to be positioned. And once you're happy with the positioning, you can go ahead and tie a little knot in place with these two strands and snip this nice and short so we can pull this into the head as well, repeating the same process as we did with the eyebrows. And once we've done that, let's straighten this up. This completes our little piggy. Now onto the tail, and for this let's grab the tail and we're going to attach that at the back of the body in 2 rounds above, so right in the middle, so you can play by ear and see exactly where you want to attach it. So it needs to be in the center of the back. Insert your hook in and isolate 1 round like this. Yarn 1 thread over onto your hook and pull this in. And holding those 2 in place, you're going to tie these 2 strands together to make a knot. And this should secure the tail of this piggy in place. And once you've done that, you're going to grab the hook, slip it in from further away, make it come out from that same stitch where we've just attached the tail. Loop this onto your hook and pull these 2 strands into the body, or make it come out from another side of the body like this. I'm going to repeat that one more time. And once you've done that, you can go ahead and snip this extra bit of yarn off. And there we go, that's the tail of this little pig attached as well. And that completes our little piggy. If you enjoyed making this pig with me, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.